trimmed the sides most of the way to where I want them to be. And now I'm installing the lining, the kerfed lining, along the gluing surface for the back of the guitar. I sanded the koa to a usable thickness, well, at least for the moment, and now I'll join the two halves together. I'm also going to put this pretty fancy marquetry strip running right up the middle. I glued this narrow piece of spruce down on the center strip to reinforce it. Now I'm going to cut out the outline of the back. This tape is here just so I don't get tear out from the bandsaw. But I'll cut this out and then start making the back braces out of these pieces of spruce. I've got the first two back braces on. Now I'll do the third one. I pre-shaped the third and fourth ones a little bit just because I thought it might be difficult to get in there with a plane because they're so low. I have to admit, I've never understood why Martin used to make these last two braces so much wider and flatter than the front two braces. Never made a whole lot of sense to me. I've done some reading, and the best explanation I've found so far on the internet, the universal source of truth, is that by having the braces so low, they're only 3/8 of an inch tall when they're finished, it allows the back to vibrate a little bit more freely. Yet by keeping them 3/4 of an inch wide, they are strong enough that the back doesn't collapse. So I don't know, maybe that's the reason. I don't typically do this approach on my guitars. I usually have all 3 or 4 back braces the same, basically 3/8 of an inch wide and 3/4 of an inch tall. But since I'm sort of trying to copy a pre-war Dreadnought from Martin, I'm doing it the way they did it. Now I'm shaving down the back braces, get them to the heights I need before I glue the back on. These 2 wide braces are supposed to finish off at 3/8 of an inch tall, and the narrower front braces are going to be 5/8 of an inch. After I get the thicknesses where I want them, or the heights I should say, then I need to round off the tops. There's no need for the extra weight. The total height of the brace kind of establishes its strength, so I can remove wood from the both sides of the brace and curve it like this. It looks nicer, reduces the weight a little bit, and does not change the strength at all. after the braces are shaped, I sanded them just with 100 grit to start, and my next step is to taper them. They don't need to remain this full height their whole length. As the side and the back joint approaches, it just becomes increasingly stronger naturally because of two pieces of wood coming together. So you can actually reduce a lot of the height of the brace and not lose any strength. But by not having as much brace wood out here, the back vibrates a little more freely. So I want to get down to 1/8 of an inch at the edges, and rather than try to physically measure that, I use this stick of wood that's exactly 1/8 of an inch thick, and I'll shave away some brace material and just try to make a gentle scoop and keep shaving until I get down to 1/8 of an inch. There we go. Okay. And so it goes all the way around. All the back braces are tapered and sanded to 220 grit. Back actually winds up having a nice resonance. Now it is time to glue the back to the sides. And what I want to do here is notch out the kerfed lining where a brace intersects it so that I can bring the brace all the way out to the koa side of the guitar, and I'll make the notch in such a way that it's just the same depth as the scooped out part of the brace, 1/8 of an inch, and that way the brace will be sort of tucked into a pocket here, and that'll help stabilize it. If the back of the guitar ever gets hit, it'd be a lot less likely for the brace to pop off because it's tucked into a pocket, as opposed to doing something quick and easy like just cutting the brace short of where this kerfing starts. So I have to get this all lined up and mark off where braces intersect the sides of the instrument, and that'll tell me where I need to notch out pockets of kerfing. At the same time, I will mark the end of the brace along the side of the guitar, and that'll give me an indicator of where to cut this brace. Here are all the pencil marks on the ends of the braces, and then I've already marked where the braces intersect the kerfing, and I will use my little Dremel router here to route out the notch that I need in the kerfing. I use that same 1/8 inch thick scrap of wood to set the depth on the router, so everything should line up pretty nicely. Yes, this is a little scary, but it has worked out pretty well so far. I used to spend hours doing this with a chisel, and that got the job done, but it was very slow. So that's the first notch, and like I said, the brace will come down once it's trimmed off, and it'll fit right down in that notch, just like that. I trimmed all the brace ends, and also the ends of the center strip, so that the head and the tail blocks will glue flush to the koa and not onto the center reinforcement. So now, time to see if it fits or if I have to make some little adjustments. So this brace is still too long, so I can't even get the back lined up properly. Take a little bit more off of it. And try again. Okay, time to glue the back.